Ambassador, American football.
I love it.
Is there any other sport like that?
No, none other like it. It's a great sport. Americans love it, as you know, and it's a really exciting and really fun and really challenging sport.
What your first memories as a little girl of American football that you can remember?
Well, I grew up in Cleveland, and so the Cleveland Browns was the team that my family supported. And Jimmy Brown, of course, was a great athlete, and I think Football Hall of Fame. And I don't know if there's been anybody like Jimmy Brown since Jimmy Brown, other than maybe Sweetness. But also, my brother played football. So as a young girl, my older brother played. So this was a big thing to go to every single game that he ever played.
So you probably even know a lot about strategy.
Oh yeah, I know a lot about football actually.
And are you a Buckeye fan, being from Ohio?
Well, I've lived the last 20 years in New York, so I'd have to say I'm a New York Giants fan. But there are lots of teams that I like.
What about college football? Did you follow a lot of that?
I did, because I went to an all-women's college, but the Ivy League was I went to a lot of Ivy League games when Harvard plays Yale, Dartmouth plays Princeton, so yeah, definitely college football was the exciting thing to do every weekend.
Actually, that was the beginning of football in America.
Yeah.
The Ivy Leagues.
The Ivy League, yeah.
Yeah. Did you ever play?
No, I didn't, but I have to say that my daughter has a good friend in high school who is part of the I think one of the first women's professional football teams in New York, the New York Sharks.
And would you be surprised to know that there is already, at least as I know, a women team, the Budapest Ladies?
Great. I think competitive sports is a wonderful thing for young women. It really teaches them how to play on a team. It teaches them how to get results. It teaches them to have goals that they're really striving for, and I think it's the greatest thing for women.
What about cheerleading?
Yeah, I was a cheerleader.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Do you still remember a routine?
Not that I'm willing to share.
All right, I just asked if you remember.
Oh, yeah, I can do cartwheels.
Well, I mean, in Hungary, there are a lot of cheerleaders. They're going to even have a first cheerleader competition the same day that the Hungarian Bowl is going to be played. Yeah. And that's part of the big show.
It's part of the game.
Now, what are your feelings about, finding out that there are so many teams and so many players that play with so much love American football here in Hungary?
I think it's fabulous. I mean, one of the things, there are so many Hungarians who went to the United States and became incredibly successful in football. I mean, the Hall of Fame, the American Football Hall of Fame, is filled with Hungarian Americans. And so it's just logical that this is a sport that Hungarians would be very good at here in Hungary, and that they'd like it here in Hungary.
Ambassador, I know that you have a very, very excellent professional career in the private sector, and as such, you know a lot. What kind of advice, if any, could you give to the Hungarian American football teams to help the sport grow even further in Hungary?
Start young. I think if you start with young boys and girls while they're in school, that's a really great way to play the game and to build strength for the sport.